Welcome to Baz Travels. After driving 14,826 kilometers through 24 states and Washington, D.C., I've seen rocket launches to the Grand Canyon and Hoover Dam. I've explored Route 66, ghost towns, deserts, snow, and beaches on both coasts. From Vegas casinos to Alcatraz, the White House to Hollywood. Join me for a journey of the ordinary and the extraordinary.
Loading destination. Simulation starting in 3, 2, 1. To look around, move your phone or tablet. Click and drag if on a computer or move your head if using a VR headset. Please like and subscribe.
Welcome to episode 13. The Palace of Fine Arts is unusual because it was built twice. The first version was erected in just 15 months for the 1915 Panama Pacific International Exposition, and the second, a decade-long reconstruction, was completed in 1974. Architect Bernard Maybeck, trained at the École des Beaux-Arts, wanted the palace to look like the ruins of an ancient Roman temple. The design included a massive central rotunda, a shallow dome supported by 8 piers with paired Corinthian columns, and 2 long curving colonnades. At the end of the colonnade stood pylons topped with planter boxes, decorated with figures known as the Weeping Maidens. Behind all this was the exhibition hall, an 1,100-foot long structure with a triple-hinged steel truss roof spanning 135 feet, inspired by Paris's 1889 Hall of Machines. The entire complex looked monumental, but it was built as a temporary set. The structural frames were timber. Surfaces were finished in staff, a lightweight plaster reinforced with fiber. Staff could be molded into capitals, friezes, urns, and reliefs that imitated carved stone, but in reality it was fragile and porous. The rotunda dome rose to 162 feet, with its underside divided into polygonal coffers, 8 of which originally held murals. Because of these materials, deterioration set in quickly. By the 1930s, the staff was spalling and peeling away, exposing wood armatures. Several Works Progress Administration projects attempted patch repairs, even repainting murals in the dome. But the basic problem remained. The structure was never designed to survive the wet San Francisco climate. By 1952, inspectors declared the palace unsafe and closed it to the public. In 1964, the crumbling rotunda and colonnades were completely demolished. Only the steel skeleton of the exhibition hall was left standing. A decade-long reconstruction project followed, with the goal of recreating Maybeck's design in permanent materials. This time, the main structure were poured in place reinforced concrete. The rotunda dome was carried on steel I-beams, hoisted into place by cranes, and concealed behind the classical detailing. The coffers panels of the domes, the Corinthian capitals, and the friezes were recast from molds. Craftsmen used plaster waste molds to form the ornament, which were stripped off once a concrete set. One challenge was sourcing the level of skill needed. By the 1960s, few local plasterers or mold makers had the required expertise. Craftsmen were recruited from across the United States and even from Europe and Latin America. Local sculptor Spero Anagaris recreated many of the larger statues. The reconstruction preserved Maybeck's proportions but omitted some details. The murals inside the dome were not replaced, and 2 end pylons of the colonnades were left out. The ornamentation of the exhibition hall was simplified to reduce costs. Even so, the total cost reached $7.6 million. Businessman Walter S. Johnson personally contributed more than $4 million, making the rebuild possible. By 1974, the work was complete. What visitors see today is Maybeck's original vision translated into concrete and steel and engineered to last. Later work included a major seismic retrofit in 2010, strengthening the rotunda, colonnades, and lagoon edges to meet modern earthquake standards. The Palace of Fine Arts is now one of the few surviving structures of the 1950 exposition, but it is also a case study in architecture, a temporary plaster set rebuilt as a permanent concrete monument, balancing Maybeck's theatrical vision with modern engineering.
Simulation terminated. Please comment, like and subscribe.